see am say people wey dey Mpape, they are very peaceful people. Abeg make Mpape people clap for themselves. Barrister Kunle Kola will be your President, Nigeria Consumer Protection Network. I want to invite to the podium representative of the Managing Director and Chief Electrical Inspector of the Federation, Managing Director of the Nigeria Electricity Management Services Agency, Engineer Momo. Please come to the table because we are running behind time. We call it a town hall meeting. And why the team in town hall meeting is say most times some of you never see my face, but I know they for these people that side though. I know they for ADC, I know they for regulator. Now consumer I represent. Some of you could go to see me for television if you dey watch Kakaki, China, AIT, Arise. Forget this joint body wey we dey do for here. If I dey on telly, I'm President Nigeria Consumer Protection Network. And all of us, even those people who come for ADC, they be consumer, they go their village, I mean. So that dey my constituency. We don't hear am say plenty problem wey dey disturb una for belle. And most times when we organize this type of event for many places, you know one funny thing wey dey happen. We no get perfect situation. I get experience wey be say somebody meter get fault, and for 1 month he say make they replace the meter. As they replace the meter, they give am another meter. That time they never start this one when they do map. No, some of them wey do geography na they hear map go. Amfara map in Zoom. So what we are saying is that when they never start this map, we say make they change the meter, and by special grace of God, as I talk to the person wey dey for top for ADC, na be the MD NS Mokwaya, he approved make they change the meter. But as the customer wan go load, before meter, if he put 7,000 for 1 month, he go reach am for 30 days. Now, as the customer wan go load the meter, you see say he put 7,000, 1 week the thing don finish. Second month again, he put the 7,000, the meter don finish. The credit, they call am token, I mean, the head token, that paper wey they put. He come say, he come chook eye, wetin dey happen? He begin waka, he go Abu regional office, he waka all aboard. At the end of it, I come tell am say make he ask for wetin they call account history. Some of una wey dey put money for bank, no dey put their money for inside kolo. Na no kolo, yiri patako dey anasa akita achiki daki ana hajiku dey achikichi. She dey kolo. So she naturally if you go there, make they print the account history. Like bank statement for the meter. Every meter get account history. One month in the Akafara Nafarko, where this meter start. As you come say this new meter now, because the former meter, you know, they work again. For 1 month, they put them for direct connection. When they change the meter in 1 month, now as you print out the account history, because you say this new meter where they give out, they put 250,000 for inside. People wey put am for inside, not be say they be bad o. They call am what they call LOR, loss of revenue. So there are some people wey dey for all the discos. This disco wey we dey talk now, na people wey dey give us light. Their own disco not be say to dey dance Michael Jackson. Na Uta light na dey give us. So what am I saying here is that not disco light, their own na light Uta. So they put 50,000 for the customer account. And they not tell the customer. Customer don't know. It is a person when they chop the food. You go just load credit. You don't go know. Say they put this. Now so we start about my own. When I put leg, whether na BBC, whether na VOA, whether na Voice of America, once matter happen like this. Now so I go make noise go like that. So what we do, we say we have to suspend. They don't deduct 1 month. We have to suspend the 250,000. Today, as we speak to you now, they don't clean up the 250,000 for your account. Because the company, they think say some people, If their meter stop working, it go still give them light. Some people no dey honest enough as Nigerians. They go dey use the thing saying na after all these people dey cheat us, they cut our hair. But this case, it's not like that. So when you get prepaid meter or you get estimated billing, before you move, if you dey on estimated billing, before you move to prepaid meter, ask them make they print out that bill wey dey estimate, that paper bill wey dey give you. Ask them make they print the account history for you, keep am. Now understand wetin I dey talk. Maybe now you cheat them or you cheat you. If you see what you are using 3 months, you can now say based on this 3 months, write for account reconciliation. So these are all the things wey customers supposed to. Abeg and dey beg una for Kabai, they remove teeth of one NEPA staff there. We call them NEPA for Kabai for Maraba. Kabusa, I mean, they kill somebody. Now for Gariki Hospital, somebody dey between life and death. We will provide now all our numbers for here today. Me, since I know myself, I'm Guantanamo for Suleja, give them transformer, 500 kVA for Gaji. I think 10 places. I don't know all the places. They give them 500 kVA transformer. They give them 40 concrete pole. They put network. I don't like that out. Please, for God's sake, any matter will cause trouble between you and the system. It gets some people who say you complain that we go dey beg the MD. Because this MD, when you see, you get one day make I say one funny thing. We get one platform where they use for WhatsApp. They put complaint. They said that now the CEO is supposed to act. I say weekend you go put on your phone. Now MD call out. This complaint, why have you not acted? Now see we have to come and say, okay, please, so damage control. I'm saying that anybody will be staff will take a job play. The MD Abuja is a no-nonsense man. So when you complain to us, say there are issues, please, no carry cutlass. We don't want to make the remove teeth of any system. There is no issue that God cannot solve. Not be us to do our. So the reason why we are here is say, you see area manager wey be say na say they cut it na neck, they scrape na head. He dey here now and sit down under the same roof. So we want sit down as one family. Let us interact. They even bring snacks for us. People wey wan see me for the other side, wey no be here, wey no dey for lengthy, wey no dey for this. After here you see me. So we are going to operate like one family. We are not here to fight. Let us talk in a peaceful manner, mature manner. Anything wey dey bother you, wey dey disturb you for belle, talk am. Go we talk to ourselves and understand ourselves. So on this note, I would like to invite the area manager.
My people, good morning. Good morning.
Okay, sit down before you begin, Pano. Thank you very much. Do you have? Is she coming? Ajia Amina. Okay. So on that beautiful note, whether African time or no African time, we have to start this program.
It's okay, sir. Yes, Talatu Nalaya. This is Talatu Nalaya. Good morning, all of us, once again. My good people of Mpape, good morning.
Good morning.
So I'll just make a very brief history of Mpape when I came in. I came into Mpape in April 2019. 1st April. And before I came here, there was a fear that was bred by me. The impression I have about Mpape is that Mpape is a rugged area. There are fighters. They will not allow me to walk. But since I came to Mpape, the reversal is the case. I found out to see that Mpape people are good people. But what they needed was attention. I made myself available to attend to Mpape people. And now Mpape, since I came, almost a year now, I've not had any cause to record riot in Mpape or protest, I can say. So I think we deserve an applause, we Mpape people. Honestly, since I came, I have no reason to complain that you are not paying customers. You are. I made Mpape they were collecting 17 million in Mpape before I came. But the least we have collected in Mpape, the least is 50 million since I came. So I have no reason to say that Mpape people are not good people. It's just that you needed somebody that will give you earring. And I made myself available to listen. We reason with ourselves. And we understand ourselves. And we have been achieving together. So honestly, I just wanted to make this address to appreciate you all. And the chairmen that are seated here, I have Labamba, I have Energy, I have our chief, and I have so many of you people. Some came, but they said they were going to work. I really recognize all of you, and I appreciate you honoring this short invitation. So I want to come back to our network issue. In Mpape, we have transformer about 200 functional. Yes. And in Mpape, we don't allow transformer to stay with a fault without us clearing it. If I'm speaking the truth. Since I came, if there's any fault in transformer, because I made my phone number available, my personal phone number, they call me even in the middle of the night. I was receiving saucy calls before, but for now, if you see Mpape people calling me, it's for good. I can tell you, sir, last month, there was a fire outbreak that happened with somebody that is selling petrol near our substation. They called me around 11:30. But before I even called my crew, they were already there. So, sir, for Mpape, we are really working with synergy. And our forum cases, we don't allow it to stay. I think many people know me in forum. When I was in Jigwe, they called me direct from NEC. And for our forum cases, at times, some people that I know there, like Madam Asebe, she will call me that, Madam, there is a case, legal case. We want to send it to you because I pleaded with her. Except the case that have not entered our office. But if they come straight to her and it's a case that I can handle, please let them come. I really want to appreciate you. And to come for complaints, sir. When I came here, complaint was much. And I discovered that the people in the forefront, which is the customer care, we're supposed to treat our customers, to be the first, and give them the first impression of the company, showing that we care. I was having challenge with them. You people can bear me witness. After 2 months, I have to request for their removal so that Mpape people will have good communication. So I think for now, communication gap is actually far from Mpape. We have new teams. I form Wazobia. Everybody is on its own. No family, customer care. So when you come with a complaint, at least 1 or 2 persons must give you good attention. And for complaints now, forum, Mpape we are having, Mpape I feel with highly intellectual people. In forum, our cases was like, back. But I believe, sir, by now, Mpape forum cases have reduced to the minimum, except the one that have not come to my table. We are doing our best and we make sure we resolve your complaints to logical conclusion. And when you also come to Mpape now, initially, when you go there, before you report to office, 7 o'clock, you will see people littering in the office. Nothing you will see, insult and fight. But when we came on board, we made ourselves available. Honestly, in a day, we don't record 10 complaints. As many of us that are seated that don't have meter, please just go. Don't say it's too expensive. It's not compared to the bill that you are going to pay. I also want to talk about our services. I don't know. I may have lapses because I have big people here. They call me online. So trading with you people in Mpape is with carefulness. And that's how I have been doing. To ensure satisfaction. But where still you felt I am not meeting up, please, you can come to the office, or if you want to say it here, you say it. I also want to record my achievement in Mpape. I came because the marketers and the staffs behave the way they want to behave. I apply discipline in Mpape. There's high discipline in Mpape, which some of us can testify to it. Some of you didn't know that with this ECMS, when we disconnect you, we have disconnected in the system and automatically we have given you reconnection fee into the system. I have been calling town hall meeting like this, sir, which last one was Saturday, right? And I've been educating the customers on it. So many of them know that they cannot pay when they are disconnected and pay their money completely, their bills. You are not supposed to give anybody 1 naira. It's fraudulent. You do that, even me, you are my customer, but I can't bring police for you. But if there's anything like that, you have to report. I think during our last meeting, I told you, at Energy Committee, we have discussed. I said, don't give 1 naira to anybody. It's fraudulent. And it's worked for sanctioning by SACI. I know what I'm passing through in Mpape because of this. And anyone that is found wanting, sir, and it comes to my notice, I have not hesitated in sanctioning such staff. So I still make it open here. Any of my customers, any of my staffs that demand money from you before reconnecting you when you have paid your money, please report to me. But if you did not pay your money, and you go on fraudulently and ask the staff to collect, you and the staff are at fault because it's bad. It's wrong. You cannot accuse AEDC that we are fraudulent because you are the party. If you want to have free reconnection, pay your complete money because you may pay today. If I go out and see you again, connected, and you have not met the parameter of payment, we are going to disconnect you again. You are 1,500 naira as well. You understand? It also affected the performance. Try to, do things, but it's better because this month it's going to be better. I have cleaned the data. You understand? So when you have complaint, don't hesitate. Just as I've been discussing with you people, bring your complaint. Overbilling. But I've told you when I come and see that you are not being overbilled. Maybe you are shortchanging us. We are going to review it upwardly. Praise the Lord. Thank you very much.
Undoubtedly, you can see that she's a God-fearing woman. She said one thing that is loud and clear, that, some of you may not understand, those who have not worked in the bank. When you are working in the bank and they give you what they call targets, your job is tied to targets. I know of one area manager that I had to interview with the MD. That particular month, the area manager got the best performing area manager, and he overshot his target. Yet the area manager was asked to leave was disengaged, and he called me and he said, "Oga, they asked me to leave. Oh, this and this." And so the MD was in India, and I had to speak to him. I said, "Look, come, this is going to be counterproductive. Somebody overshot his target, and you gave him an award that month. And so what the other area manager will be saying is that, why do I need to work hard if somebody that performed that month and overshot his target has to do? It's a previous record. The target in social places, he has not been beaten. But thank God the area manager is back to the system after multiple reaching. So for her to risk a performance KPI, key performance indicator, which, because this is not government company again as it used to be or as it was, it's like a bank. They give you a target. This month they give you 100 million. Next month you think that you have performed. You know, I don't know. Some of us, when we were growing up, we used to think that we can touch the sky. I don't know if you have experienced that. If you have been to the farm in the evening, to look as if the sky is very low. As you are jumping on to touch the sky is going higher, higher, higher. So that is what she meant by, even if it means not meeting a target, but satisfying those of you in Mpape. Mpape people, can we give Madam 3 Gosa?
Gosa! Gosa! Gosa!
Stand, let them give that Gosa.
Gosa! Gosa! Gosa!
Thank you very much, Area Manager Mpape, Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, Jala Nalaya. Am I correct? Dalatu Nalaya. A round of applause for her. Thank you very much. This light, where would they use if you don't use them well? Electricity does not even recognize the person who created it. This engineer Momo, who will speak on health, safety, and environment, safety culture. Next, thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you all for coming. Like my sister was saying, in the industry, one key thing which she said, which I picked, is knowledge. Once you have knowledge of the industry and knowledge about what the services you are supposed to get, what is rightfully yours, and knowledge about the implication of these things that you are using, we won't have problem in this country as it comes to the power industry. Now, power supply is very critical. We all know it's important. If I is a lag wire now, it's a talk of every nook and cranny in the country. Everybody's talking about power supply. How do you get stable, reliable? See, two key things: stable. It's not just having power supply now. Having the power supply that is stable and it is reliable. Not come on today, off tomorrow. It is reliable and it's efficient and it is safe. Safe that you have the power supply, it is stable, it's reliable. If it's not safe, then it doesn't make sense. Because when people start dying from the seed that we're all looking for, it becomes another major problem. And so we're going to look at that aspect of safety. We'll look at it from the consumer perspective. What you need to know concerning power supply. How it affects you, how it affects me, how it affects all of us today. Because we have statistics of a lot of electrical accidents that are happening. Some of these accidents are as a result of ignorance. Some as a result of bad practice. Some, like what the barrister just said now, usage of poor materials. So poor construction practice. Now, but for NEMSA, we'll tell you what is our mandate in NEMSA. I'll just read through briefly so that I need to talk on a lot of other issues. Electrical materials, equipment and instruments used in Nigerian supply industry and other allied industries or workplaces have the right quality, standard and specification. That's what we do. What do we mean by instruments and equipment, materials and equipment? Your transformers, your feeder pillars, the cables, the conductors, your pole, your internal wiring in your house, what materials were used, your circuits, your ELCPs. That is what we do. We have to check, inspect these things, and tell you that it is okay before the technology company to now give you supply. Power systems, network, electrical installations put in place have been properly planned, designed, and executed before use to deliver safe, reliable, and regular supply. Now, the key words we're talking about here now, we're saying the power system, your network. What is network? Power system. All the poles, conductors running around your areas. Properly planned, designed, and executed. Keyword, deliver safe, reliable, and regular power supply. Other keywords. Why is this very important? It's very important because if these power systems are not properly planned and designed, you have situations where you now have electric lines flying over your rooftop. You have electric pole inside your compound. You have substation sharing fence with your house. These things have resulted in electrical accidents, and people have lost their lives because of these things. So that before, this is an example of what I'm talking about now. Poorly planned electrical installations. Now, I talked about safe, reliable, and stable power supply. But if it is not safe, there's a big problem because safety is the underlying factor. So you need to ensure that these things are checked before you energize. So there are situations where NEPA go for inspection and the transformer is ready, and then the community says, we want power supply, and NEPSA says, no, DISCO, do not power this transformer. Why? Because we say it is not safe. Not because it do not give you power, you give power supply, you get the supply you want, but it is not safe. Because it is better that the correct thing is done than one person should lose his life because of that same power supply. Because the same community will come back tomorrow and tell the utility company that somebody has died from electrocution from what you have installed. So what NEPSA does, we are the first point of contact to say, will this thing, is it okay? Will it work? Is it safe? If it's not safe, we'll say no, it should not be connected. DISCO, don't connect it. Tell whoever did the job, we'll tell him what and what to do to put that installation in the right place for it to be safe for consumers to use. Now, when that is done, then we'll give a certificate and tell the DISCO to go ahead. You can power the place because we're going to benefit the people and it is safe. Safety of lives and property, which I just explained now. Providing data, information, library service, stakeholders, investors. Yes, we keep materials from our exercises that we do. For example, when we do go for inspection services, transformers, bad conductors, bad poles, bad materials that are removed from the market, we have a database that will keep all these materials. And then what we do, we try and find out, Abuja for example, if we have so many conductors that are fake conductors we see in the market, we try and trace the source of the conductors, where they are coming from. And if we find out that 1, 2, 3, 4 persons say we buy the material at Asokoro market, for example, what we do, we collect all these materials and we alert SON. And we tell SON, from my inspection service, we have found out that a lot of fake materials are being sold in Asokoro. Please, SON, investigate these fake materials and then shut the market down if possible to avoid people using what is available in the market and then complaining that that's what they could get. Providing sustained technical inspection, test certification, like I said, for every installation, power, substation, building, NEPSA must inspect. And when we inspect, we give certificates. We tell you that, yes, after inspection, we tell you if it's your building, we say, yes, your building is safe. You can move in, you can live safely. If your substation is safe, we tell you it is safe and we'll give a certificate for them to tell you that it is okay. That's what we mean by this one. Our functions, basically what I've explained in the other slide that passed now. Next one. Now, through our inspectorate field offices, now we have 19 field offices in the country and we are still expanding. Where we are hoping to get to is to have 36 field offices. We want to have an office in each state to be able to meet up with the demand of the consumers when issues arise. For now, we have 19 and we are still growing. For Abuja area office, we have an office here in Wuse too. Now, what we do, inspector field offices, we inspect, we test, we certify. All electrical installations, all. Even standalone. Some people will tell you that I just installed inverter and solar in my house. It doesn't concern ADC, it doesn't concern anybody. It's my own. Please don't inspect and test it. I'm not going to allow you to do that. But I'll tell you the challenge. When you install your solar or your PV and your inverter system, we forget that we are going to link the that's your solar system with your existing supply from the utility company. Now, most times we'll find out that those people who do these solar installations or inverter installations, what they do, they always make a mistake in that link because they're supposed to have an automatic switchover. The minute your utility company, for example, ADC supply goes off, your solar takes over and runs the system. Now, we found out from our inspection activities that it's always poorly done. Sometimes at that point where that change is happening from utility company to your solar or from your solar to utility, fire happens. And you see the house gets burnt down. So whether it's a standalone or not, as far as an electrical installation in this country, the issue is it must be safe. That's what we're concerned about. No matter the installation you are doing, we only want to come and ensure that it is safe. Because sometimes the installations that you do, you don't end up living in that building. Suppose we build houses and we rent it out and we move out, we are staying somewhere else. This is very important. If NEMSA does not inspect any installation that you're going to benefit from, please don't be a part of it. Because at the end of the day, there's going to be a problem. And when there's a problem, you come on into NEMSA, it will be too late. Either somebody has lost his life or somebody's in the hospital. You can't bring that person back. No matter what NEMSA does at that time. Even if the disco is made to pay a fine, somebody who is dead is dead. Nothing can bring it back. Please, it's very important we must understand this implication of these things next time. Right of way. This is also very key. I was talking about the issue of design, planning, and design. Now, right of way simply means that just like your road, our cars have road design for the cars to drive on. So also we have corridors designed for these our electrical materials, conductors, to run across. We have different challenges. First of all, we have right of way that has been abused. Abused by who? You and I. Because the investigations we have carried out and found out that the right of way, a man's plot of land, by design, by FCDA, Abuja in question now, a man's plot of land, ends at this point. His fence is supposed to be here. When the man decides to develop his plot of land, you see the man, or his plot of land is supposed to be here. When the man wants to fence his plot of land, he now fences it up to here. By virtue of design, between your plot of land and the road, there's a space that is meant for your drainage and is meant for your conductors, your lines that are going to take supply to your house. Now, when you encroach that right of way, the same you will go to disco tomorrow and say, please come and give me supply. I just finished my house, I need supply. The disco comes, there is no corridor because then they've done the drainage already. No corridor, no space to plant the pole. They are forced to plant the pole either in your compound or just by your fence. You do not mind because you do not know the safety implication. All you want is power supply. Now when they do that, when NEMSA comes, NEMSA says, sorry, you cannot walk. Because you have abused the right of way. Now the right of way for your supply, for the conductor that takes 3 of them, the red, yellow, blue phase, from the center to your house is 5.5 meters. It is 5.5 meters. Why? Because if the conductor snaps or drops, we are sure that it's not going to affect you in your house. But when you now encroach the right of way, there's no right of way for the line anymore. It becomes a problem for you who wants power supply. And then we now have to begin to... Oh, sorry. Okay. When I mean snap, when the conductor snaps, it means... Okay. If the conductor cuts, you see your conductor is a single strand long that is going down. It can cut. If it cuts into 2, one part will fall this way, another part will fall the other way. Now in your house, we know all of us, we have children in our houses. Our children love to play outside. And your children are playing outside and conductor snaps as it's dropping, it drops on the child. The next thing the person says is going to sue the disco. Because their conductor killed the child. But the problem did not start from when the conductor cut. The problem started from when the consumer extended his land beyond the marked spot that it's supposed to be. and encroach into that right of way. And what we have told the discos now is any such thing that happens, please do not give those people supply. We have told the disco, don't give them supply. Now the disco goes ahead and give you supply. If accident happens, we're going to hold the disco responsible, not you. Because we'll tell you that you are ignorant in this situation. But the disco is knowledgeable about the application. He knows about the right of way. So if he goes ahead to give you supply, if anything happens, the disco will be held responsible for any accident or any fire accident that may happen from that incident. Second issue on metering.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, thank you.
Now, like I told you, I said all meters must be tested and inspected by NEMSA before they are deployed. Now, if you can look at these two pictures, you see this is a meter that has been tested by NEMSA. This one has not been tested by NEMSA. This one that is tested, you see our stamp, NEMSA stamp, and NEMSA seal. So if you have a meter that doesn't have NEMSA stamp or NEMSA seal, we cannot vouch for your meter. We cannot. And if the case arises, we will investigate and find out how that meter got into the network. Because before it gets to your house, we are supposed to have done due diligence also to tell you that the meter is okay and it will work safely for you. If these are not there, then there's a problem. The disco will be asked to explain how those meters got into the network.
Engineer more, another applause. Thank you for him again. Yeah, for that beautiful presentation. We have wished that we continue to assimilate because when it comes to the issue of health safety and environment, it's very, very germane. Use of electricity without being safety conscious could result in a lot of damages. Like I said before, we have in our midst the General Manager FCT Central Region, and coming into this event, she was accompanied by the Regional Head Commercial FCT Central, Mrs. Obi. Can you stand up for recognition? Thank you very much. We also have in our midst the Regional Head Share Services, Mrs. Shueton. Thank you very much. Regional Head Commercial. Have I called her? Okay. For the region. And we have the area manager, my timer, Mr. John. Is he here? Stand up for recognition. To invite the Amazon, the Iron Lady, the General Manager, the Regional Manager, FCT Central Region, and their Princess Amina Ibrahim. If I don't say only here, it's not complete. And therefore, to give us a short remark before she jump out for the next event.
2009, 10, and 11. Briefly, I was the service center manager in Mpape here. Yes, I work as a service center manager here for 2.5 years. Not only worked here, I also live here. In fact, my house is in Mpape here. I live in Mpape. And when I became the general manager, a lot of rain have fall and I've gone round and come back. Then I become a general manager, FCT Central, where Mpape is also part of the area. The first thing I quickly do, just like a politician, is to make a Mpape an area office. Meaning that you don't need to go to my Maitama to get your case solved. You don't need to go to Zone 4 again. Everything that is in other area offices is also in Mpape here. I also quickly make sure that the energy and the lines that comes to Mpape were given priority. And many of us will realize, apart from the fact that in some cases we have issue from the national grid, Mpape enjoy relatively good electricity now. Many of the transformers that were loaded before were relieved. But let me tell you this, we still have a lot to do in Mpape, because I look at Mpape as my own second home. After where I came from biologically, I see Mpape as my second home. But when Engineer Momo was making a presentation, a lot of things kept on running in my mind. Meaning that the betterment or to improve electricity condition of Mpape, it is not AEDC alone. It has to be a collaboration between AEDC and the Mpape community. Just like when he's talking about right of way, all of us, you agree, unless I want to demolish the whole of Mpape, almost all the houses, so as you are coming from the Grand Hill to get to Ajebule, you have almost all the houses under high tension. All our businesses are under high tension. This is how we met it. The cables were there, but when the development came, many of us was not bothered about the existence of electricity. We just build our houses. There are a lot of places where we need to change poles. Just like Engineer Momo said, that when you see some poles, you will ask, are people still staying around this place? You wish the rain does not fall, and when it falls, it doesn't come with wind. But honestly, for AEDC to change this thing doesn't cost us anything. But there's no corridor for us to take a yard to those places and change these poles. And because of NEMSA standard, we don't invest in wooden poles. And that is why many people will say our poles are bad, then we buy pole ourselves. No! Because the way we build our houses is very difficult for us to do a lot of capital development in our area. So please, many of us have community leaders, executives. Let us take it as part of our agenda to sanitize our area, to make sure that there is enough corridor for discos, that is AEDC, to do the needful. Then you can now challenge us if we don't do what we need them to be doing. Many of us will just buy land, 300 by square meter. Then you want to make use of everything, no space, from wall to wall. There is no anywhere we can pass to make sure we do the needful. Please, as the executives of every community, it is our right. They should take it as point of duty to sanitize these areas. These are the places we need to work with. We want to give many transformers to relieve the overloaded ones. But honestly, give me the space where I will put it in Mpape. It's always very difficult. The space I'm talking about is not just getting a space, that this is the space, bring it. There are a lot of conditions which NEMSA must satisfy before you can energize such a transformer. Please let us work together to make sure that we do the right thing and we are able to provide what is needed for you to enjoy a safe electricity. Or customer that doesn't have a meter, please, for now, let all of us exercise patience. You know, when things come out, we have regulators. Regulators is just like a market babaloja. How do I put it? That coordinates between the people that comes to market and the owner of the market. When rules comes out, the two have to sit down and analyze what it takes for the rules to fly. But let me quickly clarify this. The issue of 1,800 that was said was not a statement for a flat payment. It was just an example that was made in that document. What NEC is referring to is that instead of us discos determine what you pay because you don't have meter. They now peg it that okay, if you are living in this area, you cannot charge more than this megawatt per this area. If you are living in this area, you can't charge more than this megawatt for this area. They just use 1,800 as an example in the paper. Not that that is what they allow people to pay. But in going further, there is going to be room for more engagement between us. Let me tell you, whatever that engagement, what did he call it? Round table, something cannot solve. Please be sure, violence will not solve it. I just want us to be calm and get prepared. Our doors are open. We engage ourselves, not only on this platform. We are going to organize another town hall meeting where we are going to educate ourselves more. That is when after we have gotten more clearance with this. But with the new bill that is coming out this month, which will get to your houses next week, I assure you, the art aspect of net capping is already reflecting in AEDC bill. And you realize that what you are paying is lesser than what you are paying before. Thank you very
much. Yes, quickly. We will just, the last person that will speak briefly before we go to the question and answer is representative of the DG, Federal Competition and Consumer Protection. Please, briefly.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mpape. I am here to represent the Director of Surveillance and Enforcement Department of the FCCPC, who is supposed to represent the Director General. So invariably, I am now representing the Director General due to the serious engagement of the Director of the department that's supposed to represent the Director General. Well, on this note, I want to say that today we are talking about electricity, and I am here to discuss the consumer rights as it regards electricity consumption in Nigeria. Well, I know that the issue of electricity or electricity consumption is now a key area where almost everybody is interested. In fact, everybody is interested, because without electricity, I don't think that anything will be, we cannot even sleep. So now I want to tell you your rights as it regards electricity consumption. I know that some of you may not know what the FCCPC stands for. That is Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission. The Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, formerly known as CPC, is a federal government body that is charged with the responsibility of protecting consumers. It is not only consumer of electricity, consumer of any type of goods. And when I mean consumer, I mean an individual who purchases any form of goods or pays for services for his own personal consumption. But now, let me narrow it to electricity, which is the topic of today. So one of your rights is right to satisfaction from electricity distribution companies. That means whatever you pay for, the electricity you pay for, you must get value for it. You cannot be paying 10,000 naira and have electricity for 1 minute and will be comfortable. You should not be comfortable. When you receive such outrageous bills, rush to number 17 9th Street, Maitama, Abuja, and lay your complaint. I assure you the issue will be addressed. Before we leave now, I am also going to drop our phone number and our email address so that you can complain from the comfort of your home and you get redress. And as I have said earlier, that you must get value for your money. If you're not getting value for your money, don't keep quiet. Complain. Right to safety. When Madam was saying we discussed something about safety, like the change of electric poles in an area where it is no longer safe. So whenever you observe that electricity is about to cause havoc in the environment, maybe the wooden pole has fallen or the concrete pole has fallen, please call us if you cannot get the electricity distribution company. The third one is right to information. You people should not allow yourself to be kept in dark. The electricity distribution company or the manufacturers of or distributors of any form of goods and services should give proper information about what you are consuming. Like electricity, they must explain to you, your bill is 10,000 naira. This is the reason why your bill is 10,000 naira. And that is the reason why there is an invention of this prepaid meter. That is the best that can happen to you. If you have a prepaid meter, you cannot cheat the distribution company, and the distribution company cannot cheat you. And if you suspect that your meter is faulty or that the meter is charging you more than what you are consuming, the NEMSA is there to help in the matter. If you can't contact the NEMSA, FCCPC is the final bus stop. That is right to information. As it regards to electricity, you must be informed, you must be explained in clear terms why the bill given to you, while your meter is consuming whatever is charging you, whatever is charging you, whenever you are not clear. Another one is right to choice. Madam said that we should pipe low on 1,800 naira cap on estimated billing. He said that there is more to explain on that. As Madam is studying, FCCPC is also studying, because we have a synergy with other regulators and the distribution company, so that it will not be like a war. Cases are being settled amicably. So I will not comment that. But after we might have studied the whole situation, we will come out with our own report. And I know that consumers will be happy. In fact, they will clamor for removal of prepaid meters. If estimated billing is now 1,800. In fact, I will call them to come and remove my order. So, but the reason for that comment is to awaken the agency that is responsible of providing prepaid meter to fast forward every measure they are putting in place to ensure that every individual, every Nigerian electricity consumer have a prepaid meter. That is the reason for that. After studying that, I am sure that my Director General will be happy to hear that 1,800 naira is on the cap for all estimated billing ahead. So that is all I have for you now, because this is a brief meeting. So I will the number to contact FCCPC is 080 5600 600 2020 080 5600 2020 or 080 5600 080 that is MLM format 5600 2020 or 080 5600 3030. contact, CONTACT, contact at fccpc.gov.ng. Very important to state is that whenever you have a complaint and come to FCCPC, FCCPC will not charge you 1 naira for your complaint, not charge you for anything. And secondly, cases are being treated on its merits. Is to ensure that both consumers and suppliers are happy and the business is going concerned. Before 2018, we were only interested in consumers, but now competition has set in. So now we promote business and we ensure that the businessmen does not shortchange the consumers. Thank you very much as we receive complaint from you.
Another round of applause for him. Thank you. Okay, please, in 2 minutes, just a brief remark so that we can go to the reason why we are here. African time dimension for Mpape community face. Jam your hands together for Mpape's African time.
Thank you very much, Barrister Kunle, and the area manager, the representative of NMSADG, His Royal Highness, and the FCCPC representative here. My name is Uket Obama, the National Secretary of Nigeria Electricity Consumers Advocacy Network. To begin with, I want to thank you, Madam. There was a time that in Nekan we had more complaints from Mpape. And for what you have just said, it confirms the report of a study we conducted on electricity consumption, which states clearly that, as you put it, electricity consumers are not violent. What they need is what? Attention. 2, electricity consumers in Nigeria are willing and ready to pay. And by the conclusions you have drawn, which is in tandem with the report, the survey we conducted in some parts of the country, I want to reiterate that electricity consumers in Nigeria are willing and ready to pay bills for energy they consume. The story of consumers not ready and willing, which is being bandied, I'm sorry to say, is fraudulent and it's not sincere. Looking at what you have done here, it tells us that all we need to do is to tweak or readjust and do things that needs to be done. You engage the people, you went to the town hall meeting, you had to go with a loudspeaker and to speak to people, educate, enlighten them, create awareness. And today, your revenue has jumped from 17 million to 50 million. A confirmation of the study we carried out in a place called Kabusa in 2016. And we handed over to AEDC. And from that report, AEDC could have said usage grants in millions of dollars. And Kabusa was made a pilot scheme or project scheme for that those grants. That they were collecting less than 5 million. And we say, no, you have low hanging fruits there. Move in there, do the needful, meter the people. And they deployed 3,680 meters, not on the map. And the revenue went up. In other words, if the customers are giving meters and they can pay for what they consume, for crying out loud, Nigerians are ready to pay for electricity. Why are Nigerians not paying for electricity? From our own survey, NECAM we do a lot of research and survey. We carried out a survey in Kebbi State, Sokoto State, Kaduna State, and about 5 states in the Northwest. And we discovered that from the estimated bills, consumers over there were being billed 70 to 75% higher than what they were supposed to be paying from those who were giving meters and they are buying energy. And we looked at the bills that were given to them compared to what they are now paying. It was 70 to 75% higher. And when the people complain, I look, what do? Sorry, let me say this where we are. You gave somebody an estimated bill of 12,000. And that person said, look, I've been paying 3,000 naira. And the marketer will say, what do you have there? You say, bring 5,000. I have 5,000. He pays. And he tells you, we are going to look into it. And nothing is done. And it is the right of the consumer to do what? Contest any bill given. And he has a right to be listened to. And he has a right for his complaint to be resolved. You did not resolve the complaint, you pushed it. At the end of the month, you bring another bill and you add the balance of whatever that was left to this new bill. And you said he's owing you. How now? So please, like she said, I'm assuring you, man, let me say publicly, for what you have done here, NECAM will write a letter of commendation concerning you to the MD of Abuja Electricity Distribution Company. Yes. Do we agree? Listen. When people do the right thing, we should commend them. Yes. We are aware of what they call revenue targets. I was where Madam left here, FCT South, where she was the assistant chair. I was with them one day in the office, and I heard them telling the area manager, you have 500 million, you must bring 500 million. Is he going to kill the people to bring 500 million? Or is not sending area managers to go and rob banks to bring 500 million? So these are the things, and in that desperation, they go to do a lot of things. So we thank you, I thank you, and God bless you, man. He will give you more grace and strength to do more. If we can have area managers like this, who are ready to listen, she said she instilled discipline. Yes. You understand that? We are talking of somebody dying in Karusa. Do you know what brought about that death? 500 naira. 500 naira. I wouldn't say more. 500 because we investigated. Only. My meter is put here. We don't have access to your meter. We have to remove it. You see the customer that installed the meter? And now you came and said you want to remove the meter. But if you are going to remove the meter, you must give us 3,000 naira. And the man said remove. And when he finished removing, you now said, where's my 3,000 naira? He brought out 2,000 naira. You say no. If you don't make the balance, we agreed. It's 3,000 naira. And at the end of the day, somebody laid dead. Look at what you said. You made people that you cannot work with, who were corrupt, to remove from this place. And now you are working and having what? Results. Please clap for her. So thank you very much on Engineer Momo. I have a question for you. And that has to do with the influx of substandard materials in the market. Question number one. What is the plan or the strategy of NEMSA to curb these excesses? Question number two. It is not consumers who install meters, as all of us know. Whether it's AEDC that willingly, voluntarily gives you meter, they send people to install the meters. Now, what are you doing either to correct or sanction AEDC officials? Let me remove AEDC. The discos. The discos and their officials who are sending out these meters, sending out their technical team to do this installation. And when they see such dangerous installation, because I know, if you go to area 10, opposite AMAC, those tall buildings, you go to their staircase, you see all these things you are talking. They are all there. Buildings of multiple flats. They will go to the staircase and line meters. You go to plazas, you see what you are saying there. But the disco comes there every day to read those meters. They see those dangers. What is Nlite doing about that? Thank you very much.
We need to grab the two together. Already, I don't need to go to Besserende. Is it over there? But one thing I know is that it deserves another round of applause. Can we jump our hands together for him? And we cannot stop praising the AN Mpape for, I just heard that she carry out some reform. She's engaging the customers and she's making the agency proud. But I never knew that she's even improving on collection and revenue efficiency. A round of applause for the area manager. Please, the reason why we are here, madam, please give us mic. The reason why we are here, Eze, please stand up for recognition of Mpape, Eze people of Mpape, please. Stay there. Okay, there, thank you. We'll start our question and answer. Lovina, please, our host, can you articulate your presentation? Well, everybody will be, please come to the front. Let's have your material.
I'm presenting World Class Hotel. I don't know if the manager is also right. There was a report that were submitted to your offices last year. We never got any grants. Yes, they never got reply. Our auditor is there also, which is aware. A letter was written to the office, area office, in October last year. We never got reports. So I reported back to you. No reply at all. Sorry, no reply. I don't know where the letter was received from. That was last year. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, please.
For the excessive charges, you know, you had issues last year, right? Madam?
2018 to
2018. 2018, I was not actually here. But any complaint that comes from that 2018, 2006, whatever, that has not been resolved, time passed, I believe we have attended to a lot of them. Except in this one, I have not seen it, and I'm assuring you I'll attend to it.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. Please, I have to commend the officials of AEDC, another representative group that came here. Most especially, madam, we need your number and we need your name. Because from your explanation, we see that if we come to you, we might have a good result in all our progress. That is one. Two, we are talking of shop by this meter. If somebody, how much is the cost of a meter now? And if somebody pays when we such a person to receive it. Thank you.
Firstly, I must commend the organizers. My name is Ernest. I am popularly known as MC Miracle. I'm an MC and an honorary personality with different radio stations here in Abuja. In fact, I'm privileged to, firstly, let me just thank the organizers, lawyers, thank you so for giving us this opportunity to vent. Also, what is called vent. Obviously, like this, my brother said, and he also said it. If we don't get satisfaction, we cannot be happy. I remember there was a time I led a protest in Mpape. I went to my radio station, Love FM, and I was speaking of air. Then we were getting that we would not, nobody in Mpape, we were all meeting. And the business manager then in Motama came and had a meeting with us inside the Labamba area. I was even given some meeting again. I got 2 meters for my compound and other people. And what we told them, which was what Mrs. Nlite told, we told them, look, nobody that will go want to pay for services. I even told them that I will be your revenue collector if only you can guarantee us that we can have at least 8 hours of supply, even if you want to spread it. But I will guarantee that we will make. I told them that you can pay for 50 million more. And when this woman came in, I had an issue. Like Oga said, somebody came and installed my meter. I wasn't even that. You saw that them were just using direct connectivity. You saw their record, it was jumbled, you didn't arrange it. And later, after some months of people came in and said that we bypass. I was charged for bypass. They now put it into the meter. And we expected that when you pay for bypass, you're supposed to correct it, whatever has been corrected. Because of the fraudulent way they were dealing with us here in Mpape, they did not correct it. Only for 1.5 years later, another bypass charge was put on me. And this time I had to pay, even if it not that we came and met her and she now resolved it, it would have been something. We now have to pay 195,000 naira on a meter that it was no fault of ours. So this cannot be, we cannot overemphasize the importance of this kind of town hall meeting that allows us to really look, you give us good services in Mpape, we will pay. But very sure of that. So the only thing I can also encourage, if I am told that, and on that place you are Berekete most of the time. Most of us don't listen to Berekete in Mpape. We only listen to Berekete every time Amedisa will come up. And really Amedisa goes off, nobody listens to that station again. We have a station here in Mpape that people listen to all the time. Why don't we create? I told my dad that I said, look, I can pioneer it. I can even do it, I can speak with my station, we'll do it as a CSR. Come in there and maybe once a week, tell people what they need to know. I even told them I will be an advocate against bypass. Because bypass is stealing. But if you don't educate the people and sensitize them on the hills of bypass, but then they will keep doing it. You catch them today, you disconnect tomorrow, they call the, according to barrister, they call the second paper people to come and reinstall. And it becomes like that. So for us, just create more like you did, fantastic. We are, this is what they want to give you, we appreciate it. We will even write to and join them to write that, yes, since you came. Because you had some very unruly people who used to work with you. And we mentioned something to you and you took action instantly. And because some of us here are very highly people. We live in Mpape, we go out and do our business and we expect to enjoy ourselves. And not when I'm paying for services, you might send somebody who come and start talking to you as if you are doing me a favor. Create more sensitization, create more awareness. And I promise you, I will talk with my MD. Already have my radio station, I just told you the problem. We pay every month. And sometimes, due to our influx, we might not pay completely. But if a company that pays everyone, and you are sure that before the month runs out, we will pay half of the money, and you still come and disconnect. That means, how do you expect us to move forward and make the money that we use to balance up to pay? So, madam, please look into that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, representing the Annual Association of Mpape APC. Madam, we are very happy for what I have for you, because we found out that mostly we have been having constant lights although we are using 3, that we have a constant light, and further that the other time we have issue, the time we have a problem of February 14, there was some Mpape people working. Madam, we are very, very proud of you. And the only thing we assure you that, although my side, we don't have issue, well, most of us are using prepared meters, so we don't normally have issue there. And so, like I said, they are way to do people. So, but anything that I will call you, whatever, I will relate it to you. But the question I'll ask you now, anytime the rain start, we start having issue of power short, taking light or everything. I hope you, this time around, people will correct, because we came back yesterday, there was no light. My son, I said, Daddy, it means that anytime the rain starts, there will be no light. So I hope you, with the way you are working, will correct the issue this time around.
My name is Mr. Ikechu Ozebena, the chairman of the Lagona community. First of all, I want to thank you all. I want to say sorry for the loss of one of your neighbor. The person they removed his teeth too. Hope they will replace it. Madam, let me start by appreciating Madam's efforts in terms of the relationship we are having with AEDC in Mpape. You see, before now, if you go to ask question in AEDC office, it's like push me, I push you. They think maybe they are doing us a favor. But today, there is a workflow. If you want to see Madam, just go straight to the door and knock, and Madam will welcome you. So definitely that one have changed. And Madam, I want to say thank you, Madam. Secondly, Madam is a person, like on Saturday, when I called her for a meeting we are having in Abuja, immediately she said, I am coming. And under 1 hour, Madam and her crew were in that meeting. And they answered most of the questions. Even people who agreed before, they were all calm after Madam answered the questions. So I attended a forum like this with the MD in Bolton White Hotel. That was that last week. And we were able to raise questions. Though most of our questions, they asked us to write. So because of time, they could not answer most of our questions. So I have one question that I want to ask her. Now, the NEMSA said concerning the network on electricity, I want to know if is it AEDC that is in charge of providing poles, concrete poles, and the changing of cables and the transformer. Because in my community, Mapamba, there was a time the poles, the wooden poles, begin to fail off. And I know how much we tax ourselves to replace those poles. So now I don't know who is to install poles, changing of cables and transformers. The only transformer we have in that community, though thank God I was able to personally down to the MD, we have only one transformer. And the moment they break light, one particular line will take off. It is that particular transformer is overloaded. In the whole community that we have over 1,000 houses, and we are using only one transformer. So I don't know where we will channel our cry to for the provision of transformers, changing of cables, and the concrete poles. So thank you, man.
Apply for meter. Their meters are not. They've not sent information to them. You have picked form. Can I see your hand up? Have you received message from them?
No.
Do you have contract number on your form?
No. Yes.
Okay, please. Have you taken the area manager's number?
Yes.
Go to her. Please go and sit down and write this, please. Excuse me. And come to your own. Please, write it down. Don't miss it out. No, another thing, write it down. Please go to area manager, tell her that you want ISBN number and service order. ISBN number. That's our duty. Tell her that you have filled the form, you want to apply for meter, ISBN number and service order. I say service order and ISBN number for your application for meter under MAP. MAP is meter asset provider. Please, when you go to our office, they generate that ISBN number and service order. Okay? I've given you my numbers. Forward the front page of your application, the ISBN number she will give you, write it on the form, and service order. That meter will be installed in less than 48 hours. Can you get my point? But solve the issue of meter. Because even at midnight on Saturdays, I told you we know the right letter, you know this thing. So please scan that thing with your phone. When you take the front page of your form application, write ISBN number, which the area office will give you, and service order. Okay? Which will show that if it's a house where no get light at all, you need to go and fill that form, new form, and go to these people they call licensed electrical contractor. In some places they collect 5,000, places they collect 3,000. That one is not, you are not paying to ADC or NEPA. Hear me very well. Reason why that you are paying that is that I was with the NDADC and we got a report from Mandala and Spija that they were collecting 5,000. And I called the president Lekan that those Mr. installer, it would be nice if they can register them as member of licensed electrical contractor. The reason is that if they are members of licensed electrical contractor, they can use their licenses. But NEPSA here registered people category 1, 2, 3 or A, B, C, D. If you are on the lower cadre, you can do wiring. Now there are some houses that they are not properly wired. Why you need a certified licensed electrical contractor if your house don't have light at all is to make sure that when meter is installed and it's connected, the place will catch fire. So if you are spending 3,000 naira to get somebody that have been tested and certified by NEPSA, they used to write an exam for them. They will come and see the wiring of your house, the distribution. You get my point? If most of these fire outbreak that affected houses and market, it could be wrong connection. When that is certified that your house has been properly connected, they will now fill the form. That is good to be metered.
Something of the city protocol. Please, my complaint is numerous, but because of what I've heard from the Madam area manager, since she came, I've not taken any of my report to her. Based on what I've been passing through from other area managers, to the extent that once the other day they pushed me to the wall, I fought, which as you get and be a witness in your office. There are people started bringing tea to my house when there's no light in my house. I never see when that is done in life. When the community bought wire, pole, and transformer, because of the nature of my house, where my house is located, there's no place they can put pole because I'm living in a rock. So they asked me to connect for my neighbor. So both of us have been sharing the bill. The block team will share it and pay together. So it got a time when this meter of the thing come up. He now decided to have a meter. And he said I should find my own way because both of us cannot use the meter with his tenants. So he discussed with the AEDC staff. They came and disconnected me from this man. And as they disconnected me, they bring a bill to me. We discussed about But we say if I bring a pole, before I know what is happening, one of the staff called Chinedu prepared a bill. A bill started coming to my house. And that month they brought this bill. Me and this man have already shared the one they brought. They bring the bill. I said, about a few days ago, we just paid the bill. They went and confirmed for the man. Yes, we have paid. Both of us paid the bill. They said they will leave me for that month. The money they brought, the bill they bring is already in my name. And it took me 3 to 4 months to gather myself, to buy a pole and wire, and the cement to cast the pole. All this month, bill keep on coming. That needed me to come and fought in the office. And madam, up till now, that bill is still standing. When I bought this pole and mounted and bought a wire, she asked me to pay 10,000 naira they will collect me for a light that I did not use. I paid that 10,000 naira. Only 2 days they come and see. The people that came for inspection say that the money I paid is small and disconnected me. I wrote that they should disconnect me. Madam, up till now the bill is still coming. They are piling bill in my name. This month now they give me 11,000 plus for a room and the power. I don't have fridge, don't have air condition. I have only one fan in my power because I live beside the.
If I may interrogate you. No.
Yes.
But what you feel they're supposed to be, you're not supposed to be up to that.
Yes.
Now you say you don't have
There's no even light. And they are
that.
bringing the
So
bill.
I'm trying to reconcile. I mean, because what you are saying is that they are giving you 11,000. Okay? If they are giving you 3,000 instead of 11, you are very okay.
When there's light or when there's no light.
No, I'm confused now. You said they are giving you 11,000. And you only have one fan and what?
I have only fan and the box.
So which you are using?
I have called them to
I'm
wire.
coming now.
There's no light. You don't understand me? There's no light.
No, now see, what I want us to play. I'm coming, wait now. No. See, I'm coming now. See, what I want us to play is that if you go to forum or you go to the panel, and you are saying that they're giving you 11,000 when you only have one fan and one ball. What it means is that for that fan, for that fan and that ball, it's not supposed to be, it's too much. It's not supposed to be up to 11, it's supposed to be 1,000 or 2,000. Am I correct? To our understanding. So that when you get that, are you getting what I'm saying? I'm coming now, wait now. I'm representing you, but I'm trying to follow your statement. When you say that they are giving you 11,000, when you only have one fan and one ball, that means that you're supposed to give like 1,000 or 2,000. Am I complicated? That means that you are not getting supply from the pole, like by your statement. That means you are not getting supply from the pole, but from wherever you are getting supply, you felt that your bill is supposed to go to 11,000, at least 1,500 or 1,000. And how it will be broken down is that there's element of supply, but the summary of it is that the amount is higher than what you are supposed to be giving. And I'm trying to correct you that you're supposed to either stand on the fact that you don't get supply. So why are you saying that 11,000 is okay or it's too low or what? I don't know if you people get my point. I'm trying to correct you so that if you go down, you go and see the management, the GM is there and you relate it the same way I'm raised it. I don't know if you get my point. From my layman business. So, alright now, when did you have supply now? Officially?
It has taken months.
Months?
Yes.
That fan and Bob, how does it work once in a while?
I have generator.
No, I said how does it work once in a while?
You have applied. For them to remove your light. Allow me to express myself.
No, how does it work?
Can you listen to me? Even this February, when there's no light in my house, they give me 11,000. Get me right, please.
So you have a copy, sir.
Everything is here with me.
It's a very solid thing. I don't want to have one.
See, look at it.
Please, respond to that. Before we go too far, the GM corporate communication of ABC, I will just add update. I think over the weekend that our people here will be wearing cap. I can say in their mom wearing cap. But they say our neighbor will wear cap like your people here. Corporate communication.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'd like to apologize for coming late. Anybody who is not in his own employment is open to so many changes in his schedule. So even if you have your own employment, so many things will come up at the same time. But let me just quickly appreciate the fact that our customers could respond to this kind of call. We will always have the opportunity to communicate with you because that's the best thing to do so that all of us are on the same page on what is happening. Last week, the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission released what they call the capping of estimated billing. Of course, there is nobody here that is not familiar with the story of estimated billing. It has caused a lot of quarrel between customers and the service providers. And I know that specifically in the case of Mpape, there was a time that Mpape took us to NEC and said we had overbilled them, and so we should make some refund, and I know that some refunds were made. But that is not to say that making that refund was the final word. Customers continue to complain that, oh, you are overbilling us, give us meter and things like that. NEC now thought that since meter is not coming at the same speed at which customers get billed, what do we do? Although NEC had also taken some steps in terms of metering, and the last step they took was the issue of meter asset provider, so that customers themselves can pay for the meter, get the meter, and get accurate billing. But again, the meter is not coming as much as they thought it will come. For instance, since May last year, up to this time, we have only been able to meter about less than 90,000 customers. And even with that less than 90,000 customers, we are still the best in the country. There are discos that have not metered up to 10,000 customers. But right now, we have done up to 85. Between 85 and 90,000 is what Abuja Electricity has done. So, but we will continue to bill customers. That one is true, because customers are still taking electricity without the meter. Because we are also expected to pay back to those who are giving us the energy. I'm sure all of us know here that AEDC is not involved in generation, we are not involved in transmission. And these people also pay some money to be able to get the energy. So the money we collect from you, we have to pay back to the market. We only retain 25% of whatever we collect from you. For instance, if we take 1 naira from you, we will take 25 kobo out of it and pay 75 kobo to the market. That's what we do. So that 75 kobo will go to places like transmission, it will go to places like generation, and then the other administrative agencies of government that are involved in the power sector. So in order to make sure that everybody is paying for electricity, apart from those who are stealing it, government now felt, okay, let us put a ceiling on estimation. So if you are in a particular area, you won't pay more than a particular unit until you are metered. So it is when you are metered that we can get your accurate consumption. As a matter of fact, it is even you that will determine your consumption at that point in time. Because if it is 10,000 naira worth of energy you want to buy, fine. If it is 1,000 naira worth of energy you want to buy, fine. Nobody can tie a rope around your neck and say you must pay this, you must buy this quantity of energy. So, NEC now released the order. I have a copy of the order here. But all of us, I know that all of us here are educated people. So you can go to NEC website to get that order that NEC has released. But let me just show you what is in the NEC order. The first thing I want to say about this is that a lot of people have said everybody now pays, all those who don't have meter will now pay 1,800 naira flat. That is not true. It is a big lie. There is nothing in this document that I'm holding, which is NEC's document. There is nothing in this document that says all customers who don't have meters and who are on the database of the disco will pay 1,800 naira flat. That is not true. And why is it not true? Apart from the fact that it is not contained here, it's not even reasonable. Because how can the person in Mpape pay 1,800 and the person in Maitama will also pay 1,800 naira? Is it right? It doesn't make sense. Because those in Maitama, not that I am looking down on those in Mpape, but you know the kind of people that live in Maitama, some of them have 10 air conditioners. How many houses have 10 air conditioners here in Mpape, apart from hotel? I'm not sure there is anybody here that is using 10 air conditioners in his house in Mpape. I'm not looking down on people in Mpape, but that's just the truth that is there. So, people got that 1,800 naira from illustration that NEC did. It's an illustration. As a matter of fact, that figure is even wrong. The real figure that it says 1,872 naira. And how did they arrive at that figure? They used 78 kilowatt hour to multiply 24 naira, and then they got 1,872 naira. Say, if for instance, Mr. A is living in an area that is called White Acre, and they have allocated 74 units to White Acre, you will now multiply that 74 units by 24 naira. That is what that person living in White Acre will be paying. We will not bill that person more than 74 units. I don't know of any place that is called White Acre in this country. So let's make it practical now. What has been allocated to Mpape area? Now, the document that we have here, do I have Mpape? Okay, I have Mpape area here. The figure allocated to Mpape is 83. That is what is allocated to Mpape. So you now multiply 83 by 24 naira 30 kobo. So when next we are bringing you your bill, just look at your current billing. If you don't have a meter, it will now be 83 units times 24 naira 30 kobo. We may agree with this, we may not agree with it, but this is the order currently. The thing with law is that even if it's a bad law, until it is changed, that is the law. So if tomorrow next says, okay, no, it's no longer going to be 83 for Mpape, it's going to be 183. Because for instance, a place like Ado in Nasarawa State that is close to FCT is 107. Maitama is 432. Life Camp is 280. Lokogoma is 282. Like that, they listed all our area offices. So everybody has his own figure. So it's very, very important for us to make this clarification so that you can know your rights. We are not interested in cheating you. If we have any quarrel with the figure, we will go back to NEC to say, Oga NEC, how can you say Ado that is close to that is in Nasarawa State should get 107, and then Mpape that is close to Maitama should get 83? Fine. However, it's also very, very important to state one fact. When you get your bill, please look at the current charges, not the total. Because the total will be a summation of your outstanding debt plus your current. God bless you, sir. So that because I know that some people will say, Shebi Neka said my figure is 83. How did you give me 10,000? How did you give me 20,000? No, it's going to be your basic, outstanding basic plus your current one. That is what we make the total debt. I think it's important that we emphasize this so that those of us who are here, we can also be an influencer to those who are not here and those who are in our neighborhood, so that if you see any quarrel, if you see any fight, please help us get there. On the 25th of last month, one of our staff was killed because of disconnection. Why? Now he has killed somebody, is in trouble. I will kill you, I will kill you, I will kill you. All of those gragra. His eyes has come down now. I don't know how many Yoruba people are here, but my people say, now I want to kill. He has eventually killed now. He went away. I have the video here. He was taken away in handcuff. When they were begging, don't kill, don't say, no, I must kill. Now he has killed, he has seen the consequences of killing. His matter has now left, I don't have food to eat. So I want to beg all of us, we can be angry. I'm sure, even in the Quran, I'm not familiar with the Quran, but I'm sure Quran will also advise us about anger. But the Bible says, be angry, but do not sin. Let not the sun set on your anger. You can be angry. There's nothing wrong with being angry, but be careful with your anger. He got angry so much that he lost his reasoning and see where he has found himself. If it is a case of I don't have food to eat, he will still be struggling. If it's a case, we know that the times are hard, but we shouldn't complicate our own personal problems. The times are hard. If they bring a bill to you and they say they want to disconnect, and you say, no, don't disconnect, I say, no, I must disconnect. Okay, go and disconnect, provided you don't disconnect my life. Go and disconnect. I will go to your office. I will go to NEC. It may take a lot of time. It may take a lot of effort. But at the end of the day, you will be alive and you'll be still struggling for your 1 naira, 2 naira that you are getting here and there. Not that you will be in government jail. If anybody who has been to Nigerian prison and Nigerian police station, even for your worst enemy, that you know that this person is your enemy, you won't want him to go there. True or false? You won't want that person. You will still prefer that. Let us be quarreling in the neighborhood. Let us be quarreling. But to go to prison, oh my God, I've gone there to minister on some number of occasions and I know what it is to go to that place. I have been detained before by police and I know what it is to be detained. Even though I didn't go inside the cell, just at the counter there, I know that there is difference between kai kai and water. So I want to beg us. The estimated billing is to help both customers and service provider to be able to come to a balance. I saw this oga at our consultation meeting concerning your transformer matter. I'm sure the ND has not forgotten. But this kind of meeting will also help us to remember that he made a promise and he has a responsibility as a gentleman to keep to his promise. Thank you very much. God bless you.
This is an inexhaustive, friendly, interactive section. Those of you who have taken the time to be here, we know that you have taken the time out of your very, very, very busy schedules here. And so please can we jam our hands together for all of us who have spent time to be here. And on the back of that, want to give the glory to the Almighty God who has made this event and each free event. And even coming within Mpape here, even if you have not come from outside, for coming here, no accident. And it's our belief and hope and expectation that the Almighty God who has brought you here will equally, by His infinite mercy, deliver you safely home. And at this juncture, it is my honor and privilege to draw a curtain on this event. And want to thank MacArthur Foundation, United States, for footing the bill of this event. Thank the organizer of this event, the Nestia Power, and show our special appreciation to the Nestia team who have been here earlier than expected at this event. The host of this event, world-class hotel in Mpape, Abuja, and most importantly, the management of Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, Nigerian Electricity Management Service Agency, and last but not the least, Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, and the man who has been in charge of our DJ, the sound system, and the recording. I remain yours sincerely, Kunle Kola Olubio. God bless you all. Thank you very much.